now 7:01, and I would like to call to order the April 17th, 2018 business meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District. Our ethics statement will be written by Prisha Bourgeois.
The board has adopted an ethics statement that affirms our commitment to ethical conduct. The statement is, the Board of Trustees is committed to and shall perform its duties ethically and according to our core beliefs. We will model the highest standards of conduct. We will ensure that no personal value system or personal goals interferes with our duty as public servants. The public interest shall be the principle which guides the board in its deliberations and decisions.
Thank you, Ms. Bourgeois. The purpose, we extend a warm welcome to everyone present and are pleased that you've joined us tonight, and we celebrate the achievements. We review information and make policy decisions related to the effective operation of Aldine School District. I would like to thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present. And I see that we have visitors in the audience tonight, and if you have comments to the board and have not filled out the audience participation form in the brochure next to the agenda books outside, please do so at this time and give it to Ms. Lorero. The board will listen under the item 14 on the agenda, open forum for patrons desiring to be heard. Approval of minutes, the approval of the minutes on the previous meetings. The board workshop, March 14, 2008, regular meeting and executive session, March the 20th, 2018, special call meeting and executive session, March the 26th, 2018, special call meeting and executive session, March 27th, special call meeting and executive session, March the 28th, 2018, special call meeting and executive sessions, April the 2nd, 2018, and a special call meetings and executive sessions, April the 3rd, 2018. So item 5 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Do we have a motion?
I move that the minutes of the board workshop on March the 14th, the regular meeting and executive sessions on March 20th, and the special called meetings and executive sessions on March 26th, 27th, and 28th, and April 2nd and April 3rd, 2018 be approved as printed.
I second the motion.
We'll begin the vote with Dr. Viola Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Esparza, yes. Booker, yes.
The motion carries. And now we have the academic report from Ms. Sarah Tolman.
Good evening, Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. First, I would like to introduce Martha Stansel. I talked to y'all about her last night. She is the nurse at Drew Academy. Ms. Stansel was recognized by the Houston Chronicle as one of the top nurses in the Houston area. The Houston Chronicle solicits nominations from the public for its Salute to Nurses Awards and then recognizes 150 of those nurses as a top nurse in the Houston area. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, we want to take a picture. We're going to take a picture.
Yes, yes.
Two MacArthur students received a Jack Kent Cook Foundation Scholarship. Denise Cordova and Stephanie Nino de Rivera will each receive up to $40,000 annually to complete their bachelor's degree. In addition to the monetary award, these students will receive comprehensive educational advising from foundation staff to guide them through the process of transitioning to college and then to careers. Additionally, the students will be provided opportunities for internships, study abroad, and graduate school funding. That's pretty exciting. Maybe next month we'll bring them to meet y'all. Region 16 6A District Academic UIL competitions were held at Nimitz High School earlier this spring. Many Aldine students competed in 25 different individual and team events. In individual events, Aldine students placed first in calculator applications, computer applications, editorial writing, headline writing, informative speaking, literary criticism, news writing, ready writing, spelling, and vocabulary. In team events, Aldine teams placed first in calculator applications, journalism, literary criticism, one-act play, and spelling and vocabulary. 35 of these students moved to the regional competition that was held last weekend in Waco. On Saturday, March 31st, Carver and Davis High School theater departments competed in the UIL one-act play. This was held in College Station. Both groups presented the play Mrs. Evers' Sons. Carver advanced to the regional level, where they took third place. And then last Saturday, April 14th, over 200 Aldine students participated in the 41st Annual Foreign Language Fair. Students from intermediate through high school researched, wrote, and created projects addressing the theme, Solutions to Global Challenges. Now, this is the piece. The students wrote and presented their projects in either French or Spanish in the categories of native speakers or non-native speakers. Wow. So we'll bring you those awards later. So this concludes the academic report for April 2018.
Thanks, Sarah. Ms. Avalon, do we have any correspondence to be read tonight?
Mr. Reed, we have no correspondence to be read tonight.
Okay, then we have the recognition of staff, students, and patrons. Mr. Abel Garson.
Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. Tonight, I'd first like to call up our student performance group, the Aldine Children's Honor Choir. The sixth graders. Colleen Riddle will be presenting them.
Good evening, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, President Mead, and members of the board. Thank you. We were honored to, the Aldine Children's Honor Choir was honored to perform for you before the board meeting tonight. And we had 89 students out there. These students represent all the elementary and intermediate schools in Aldine. They're auditioned and they've performed all over the state and all over the city. We couldn't bring all of them, so we decided to bring our selected sixth graders. If you're a member of the honor choir in fourth or fifth grade, then you're invited to come back as a sixth grader. So we're really excited to have these students here and their parents. Would you raise your hand as I call your name? Sixth graders: Abby Cortez, Elizabeth Ortiz, Jimena Gomez, Lindsay Lopez, Ashley Munoz, Yunuam Calderon, Nicole Boulamu, Vivian McLeod, Sydney Page, Cameron Brantley, Isaac Esperasueda, and Gabrielle Williams. And you did just a wonderful performance, and these are excellent students. We're so proud of them and their parents for getting them there. That's half the battle right there. So congratulations to them. To announce our wonderful directors, Ms. Kitty Amsoff is working with our choir, Ms. Samantha Mansour, and our accompanist extraordinaire is Ms. Courtney Holliday. And then we have our assistant directors, Ms. Mary Stevens, who directed the very first honor choir in the district years ago. And then we have Ms. Jackie Spears, who's also been in the district forever. Did I get everybody? All right. So we thank you very much for letting us come and perform for you tonight. All right. Thank you.
Colleen, after hearing these children sing, I know why my church won't let me sing in the choir. Yeah.
Thank you,
They're
parents.
wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I like that summer song they were singing. Let's start summer now.
Good job.
That was outstanding.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be there.
You gonna save us a turkey leg, Steve?
I'll save you a turkey leg. I'm cooking turkey legs and links tomorrow for school, so I better not invite you all. I don't think my daughter bought that much yet.
Well, continuing with our report here. First, I'd like to call up Edmil Ortiz, Executive Director of Building Properties, to present the Building of the Month.
Thank you, sir. All right, good evening, Mr. Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board, and all in attendance. It is indeed my pleasure to be before you this evening to present our Building of the Month. At this time, I would like to introduce Martha Melendez. She is the head custodian. Miss Apollonia, she is a custodian, and Dr. Galindo, principal of De Santiago EC Pre-K. I would like for them to join me at the podium, please. Right here. Face that way, right there is perfect. Now, as we all know, De Santiago has many friends, 650 to be exact. Ensuring the school is student-friendly and always looking its best is Martha Melendez, our head custodian. That is her quest. She provides a clean and inviting atmosphere for all of our little people to enjoy learning. Martha's team embraces teamwork while instilling a sense of pride at De Santiago for all students, staff, and the community. Miss Martha has worked in Aldine for 13 years, 6 of those years as a head custodian. Miss Apollonia has worked in Aldine for 3 years as a custodian. So we want to thank, on behalf of Buildings and Property, Ms. Melendez, her staff, and Dr. Galindo for their leadership as we present De Santiago, the Building of the Month for April. Congratulations to all and the job well done.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
And now Dana Sheffield, Executive Director of Child Nutrition Services, will announce her Team of the Month.
The whole front row.
Good evening, President Mead, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. Child Nutrition is pleased to announce its Team of the Month. For March, Marcella Intermediate. This team consistently flourishes according to their supervisor, Chandra Johnson, who nominated them. They perform with 100% ownership, commitment, and pride daily to provide quality food. Their customer service demonstrates smiling faces, friendliness, and greeting all students. A clean and organized kitchen is maintained daily. Marcella is one of several schools who host our career and technical education culinary arts students from various high schools in the district to provide practicum experience in food production. Meal participation at Marcella is 63% for breakfast, which is the highest among intermediate schools, and 95% for lunch, the second highest. It takes continuous marketing and effort to maintain high participation, and this team remains active in doing so. This outstanding team consists of manager LaToya Reese and specialist Charlotte Bennett, Yolanda Eglin, Marcelia Leal, Maria Mencelis, Angelina Ortiz, and Amy Reynoso. Child Nutrition would also like to recognize Principal Demedia Edwards and Chandra Johnson, Supervisor, for their support and leadership. Congratulations.
Thank you, ladies, for your service.
Now from our Transportation Department, Jill Metcalf is here to recognize the Transportation Department Employee of the Month.
Good evening, President Meade, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board. I'd like to ask Capono Cachetto to come join me at the podium. We're recognizing Capono this evening as our Employee of the Month in Transportation. He took a risk and decided to make a career change back in November and joined our department. And he has proven himself to be a go-to driver. He is willing to help out in any way we need him. He volunteers at the window, which a lot of drivers skirt by the window. And but he steps up to the plate daily, morning, afternoon, and without him, we would have a greater challenge than we already do getting our babies to school. But we are grateful for everything he does, and we appreciate all his hard work.
Now, Stacy Smith, Program Director of Resource Development, will present a number of grants the district has received. Stacy.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, President Meade, board members, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, administrative leaderships, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to report on recent grant awards. Will Komenich Noble Taylor, Assistant Principal at Hoffman, and Jamesia Bolden, please come forward. So Jamesia is a first-year teacher over at Hoffman, and she had a project titled, and I love this title, by the way, it says, "Nothing will work unless you do." I thought that was really good. And so her project was to help her students increase vocabulary and reading, and she wrote a grant and got funded dictionaries and books for her classroom. And so her students have a goal of every day learning 2 new words, using their dictionaries, and promoting their reading skills. So I wanted to wish you congratulations. Her grant is from Donors Choose, and the amount is $780.95. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Will Jenna Morrison Adams, principal of Reed Academy, and Cheryl Zachary please come forward?
This isn't the first time we've done this.
I know. You might recognize them. Okay. Using gears, pulleys, cranks, and drives, students will use their creativity to connect devices to make machines, developing their problem-solving skills, and having fun. So at Donors Choose Grant, she was funded $315 to get some kits to build some engineering creations, mechanics, there we go, engineering marvels, there we go. Congratulations, and the amount for this grant was $315. Will Martha Escalante, principal of Irmal Elementary, and Evelyn Trujillo come forward, please? Evelyn's students will use science to uncover history by exploring the fossils at the Museum of Natural Science, investigating the process of fossilization and how modern-day scientists interpret the clues from fossils. And just as a side note, Ms. Escalante told me this was her first teacher to get a grant this year, and I said, yes, the first of many to come from Irmal. So her grant is for $700. It is from Target. Congratulations. And would Demedia Edwards, principal of Marcella Intermediate, and Robin Stewart, assistant principal of Dunn Elementary, please come forward.
Congratulations.
Sparks will be flying, but it is sparks of excitement going over at Marcella and Dunn. Both campuses will be receiving Spark Parks. For the past 30 years, Spark Parks has helped to build over 200 community parks in the Houston area for schools and communities to enjoy. Each park will have a unique design and bring enjoyment to all the students and families in their communities. So each campus will be receiving a playground valued approximately at $80,000. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I'm going to need to redo that. 100 and how much? 100. I'm going to have to redo those certificates. You know, 153,000. Holy cow! Oh my gosh! Congratulations. I'm going to have to redo that. Okay.
Congratulations.
153, I gotta end this one. I know. Thank you. Math person. Okay, so we have $307,795.95 today. Thank you.
Our program will be presented by Benny Barra, principal of Dr. Archie Blanson CTE High School, and Mr. Franklin Higgins, Director of Career and Technical Education. Gentlemen.
Good afternoon, President of the Board, Mr. Meade, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, board members, administrative staff, and guests. Mr. Barrow and I are delighted and excited about presenting to you and giving you an update on the Career and Technical High School. Board members, in your package, you have a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, as well as a copy of the programs of study and a list of the business partners for the Blanson Career and Technical High School, as well as information given to the parents on commitment night. The Career and Technical High School students will have the opportunity to earn one of the following: certification or licensure or a workforce certificate, as well as hours toward associate degree. Also, there's 17 program of study endorsement areas at the Blanson Career and Technical High School, and those are listed on the presentation before you. For tonight, we would just simply highlight one of the programs of study. This is the diesel technology programs of study. The courses to your right shows the career and technical courses, beginning with the freshman level to the advanced senior level programs, where students with this program of study will have the opportunity to earn the AES diesel technology certification, as well as the AES heavy equipment or truck repair certificate. The high school staff and the career and technical staff continues to work to align the career and technical courses with the Lone Star College courses that students can earn dual credit hours, as well as hours toward the associate degree. And this is a picture of the team the team of staff members of Aldine School District, Blanson CT High School, staff working together to align those courses, and the work continues. Also, as a part of the update, we have continued to work with business partners from the exception of Blanson Career and Technical High School, and we continue that work today. as we continue to align curriculum, as we continue to order equipment, and they have been a big success. On March the 21st, our business partners had an opportunity to get a glimpse of the Career and Technical High School, and they had glowing remarks for the high school and the workforce need that it will certainly meet, and we should be excited about this. At this time, we're going to turn the remainder of the program over to Mr. Vera, the principal of the Career and Technical High School. Mr. Vera.
Good evening, President Meade, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board, guests in the audience. I am Ben Ibarra, principal of Blanson CT High School, and I would like to talk to you about ongoing initiatives at Blanson CT High School. My staff has been diligently working on the following items. We've been working on the master schedule. The master schedule is being tailored to meet the needs of students in their program of study. We have been designing the curriculum, working along with program directors to have a blended curriculum of CTE and core. We have been interviewing and hiring staff, and to date, we have 1/3, 33% roughly, of our teachers hired for core and CTE. We have been working with the Public Information Office on marketing the school. I have a coordinator of student initiatives. She has been working with the Public Information Office, and we have been tweeting out and sending out information, putting things on Facebook, on our website, letting everyone know how we're doing. Commitment nights, you have information in your packets, and I will elaborate that on a couple of slides. And we are doing ongoing recruitment with the goal of filling every seat at Blanson CT High School. So let me bring you up to date on our recruiting timelines and things we have done. So the recruiting process began early in the year in October, from October 1st through December 15th. And at that time, the application to apply to Blanson CT High School, the window was open. During that time, my staff went to schools, we had information nights at MOC, and we presented what Blanson CT High School was all about. From December 16th through February 5th, we reviewed applications, and then we held a lottery on February 9th to select students for Blanson CT High School. We are currently, from February 21st to March 7th, we have notified parents and students of their status for Blanson CT High School, and we are currently doing commitment nights. They are ongoing through May 21st. Recruitment, we're going to open up recruitment again on April 30th for select programs of study and select seats for select grades. And we will conduct student orientations in August. I'd like to give you some data. Currently, we have 743 students who have submitted letters of intent accepting their seat at Blanson CT High School. We have another 210 students who went through the lottery but didn't receive their first choice, and we are currently working to seat them in the school. And our goal is to have 1,200 students at Blanson CT High School next year. So now I want to talk about commitment nights. Commitment nights are ongoing, and they've been very joyous occasions. In your packet, you have the information that we are giving parents and students at these commitment nights. So here's a few pictures. We're using MOC. We're using 2 venues in MOC. We're using a teaching theater, and we're using the arena, depending on what's available. We have had 3 commitment nights to date, and we have another one this Thursday. And during that time, it's a very joyous occasion. You can see pictures of students. They have photo opportunities. We're doing sign-ins, and we're taking these pictures and using them in our social media campaign to market the school. Also, parents and students have the opportunity to interact with Blanson CT High School staff, ask questions, and have them answered. These are summer initiatives that we have planned for Blanson CTE High School. We're going to do curriculum writing in June, where we're going to align TEKS and CTE and CORE. We're going to integrate soft skills from those programs of study into the curriculum. We're looking forward to moving into the buildings, setting up classrooms and labs. We will have staff meetings to build climate, to create our vision statement, our mission statement, and our core values, and student-parent orientations, and parents are eager to see what the building looks like. So we're gonna tour them and do all that in the summer. I would like to show you a clip of the excitement from these commitment nights of parents and students. And thank you.
I think we as parents make an investment in our children, and I've always raised my sons to make that investment into something else. So what better way to use his gifts to better the world?
I still want to go to college. This is just to advance. In the pictures, in the programs and everything, you kind of see the students with technology.
I would have had it when I was in high school. I would have been, of course.
So she can get higher education to get certified in the area that she plans on going into, and then advancing that career in college.
I chose to go to the new CT high school because when, like in my career path, there was like nothing in Aldine. I decided to go to CT high school because it was just giving everyone opportunities for no good deal. Whatever field they wanted to go to. So as for me, I want to go for animation.
My daughter's very intelligent. She likes to study a lot. Very smart at everything. So, but I noticed that this school seems to have a lot of programs that can show her different stuff.
Because I want to be successful in life, and I want to have a good career for gaming. Because she wanted me to be successful, and at school she thought that it will be a great school to go to.
And I would like to thank the board, the cabinet, program directors, student services, and the Public Information Office for their help and assistance this year in planning and preparing Blanson CTE High School. Thank you.
I don't care what she said, we have a whole lot of something here. Completes my report.
Has had the consent agenda items in their possession for study and discussed them at length in the study session last night. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to the consent agenda item to be voted on by the board tonight? If not, do I hear a motion regarding the consent agenda items?
I move that all items under A through J on the consent agenda be approved as printed.
Garcia seconds.
We'll begin the vote with Dr. Kimberly Booker.
Booker, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Chacon, yes.
Meade, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Bourgeois, yes. Garcia, yes.
The motion carries. Do we have any staff recognition tonight? Dr. Bamberg?
No, sir. No staff recognitions tonight.
Do we have any, board committee reports? We have board policy revisions and updates?
There are no board reports at this time.
Okay. Well, at the end, then, the board started the superintendent search in November of 2017, requesting superintendent search firm proposals. And at the December board meeting, the board announced selection of the search consultant firm Thompson & Horton, LLP. They immediately posted the position and received numerous applicants. We also had input from the community and staff through focus groups and surveys. The top superintendent candidates were identified and interviewed. 2 returned in a second round. The selection for a sole finalist is on the board's agenda for this evening. And at this time, board members, do we have a motion to recommend a sole finalist for the position of superintendent of schools for Aldine ISD?
The board would like to name LaTanya Goffney as a lone finalist for superintendent of schools.
And do we have a second?
I second.
So the motion and second have been made. Board members, is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mead, I request that opportunity.
Okay.
I have a handout that I'll distribute, please. Maybe you'll pass that on. Mr. President, I will reference an email sent to all board members, which I'm passing now, to outline why I respectfully request that the board vote no on the motion or that the motion be withdrawn. At your request, Mr. President, last week, the board relooked at the process recommended by the superintendent search firm, which is outlined in the handout that I've distributed that we all received. We all previously and even last week agreed to the process, and I expressed my concerns to the board in executive session last night regarding the recent disregard of several important elements in the process. Number one, the board conducted a site visit yesterday that did not include all members interested in participating. Although interviews in the candidate school district were taped, all interested have not had the opportunity to review those tapes. Number two, as of our meeting last night, the search firm had not completed the candidate's recommended background and credit checks. Thus, the board has not reviewed and discussed that information and this step in the process. Number three, the firm conducted focus group meetings and an online survey to gather input to inform the board on the perceived strengths and challenges of this school district and the personal and professional characteristics desired of a new superintendent. While I value and have always valued input from students, parents, faculty, staff, and community members, I regret that those valuable insights and feedback were never discussed by this board. Finally, it has been my privilege to represent the constituents of this community over many years, and I appreciate the longtime support that they have given me as a board member. In good conscience, I cannot, at this time, act in a manner that does not make Aldine ISD and this community my first priority. Further, given there is no urgency in our timeline and that we have adequate time to complete the process with due diligence, again, I respectfully request that the board vote no on the motion or that the motion be withdrawn until such time that the board complete the important work, this important and thorough work that I believe is befitting the great students, administrators, staff, and parents of the community that we serve.
Any other discussion?
Yes, I have some comments.
Okay.
Since I could not participate in the site visit on Monday, a second visit was suggested so that all who wanted to participate could. I was informed that the candidate would not entertain 2 visits. Mr. Mead, as our president, I am disappointed that you did not advocate for a second visit or reschedule for another day that would allow the candidate to make that decision. As the hiring entity, we should have set the conditions for the process. I'm also disappointed that the focus of the speed of this process has been on the candidate district's upcoming bond referendum, rather than fully completing the process that is in the best interest of Aldine students, staff, and the community. I also recommend that we vote no.
Okay. We'll begin the vote with Dr. Kimberly Booker.
Booker, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Mead, yes.
Avalos, no.
Bourgeois, yes.
Garcia, no.
Okay, the motion carries. Item 14, This is a portion of the board meeting when the board receives input from patrons. Each person who addresses the board will have 3 minutes to speak on his or her issue. I'm sorry, do we have any? Do we have any? Okay, then there's probably no sense me reading this then. So then we'll, do we have a motion to adjourn? Paul, do we have a second?
I second.
The time is now 7:41.
You can say meeting adjourned.